Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rachel and I create faith-based content. I'm so glad that you guys are here today tuning in. Today's video is all about really recognizing the season you're in. I remember God asking me to let go of something that I was holding on tightly, that I did not want to let go, but he was asking me to let that thing go. And I couldn't understand why, because I really felt like the Lord really had been ministering to me or speaking to me about this and really giving me confirmation. And then out of the blue, he's asking me to let that thing go. And now looking back at it now, I know exactly what he was doing. It was actually becoming too heavy for me to carry. You know, I was more so focused on like that one thing rather than the season that I was actually in. And it was becoming a burden and becoming to the point where it was so heavy for me that I was actually trying to work on my own strength, and I wasn't allowing God to work through me what he needed to work through me in that season, because I was so focused on that one thing and instead of recognizing the season that he had me in. And I do believe that God does give us vision, or he gives us little inclinations of maybe the next step, or just like that promise. And I really do believe that God is just a good father, and that's just his grace upon his children, you know? But then us being humans, we're like, okay, you gave me that vision, or you gave me that word, you know, that promise, the prophecy, whatever it was, and now like, okay, Lord, where is it? Where is it? Like the next day you expect it to come to fruition. And that's not how God works, because we're on a different time frame than the Lord, you know? Like Abraham waited how long for his promise? Like, you know, in the Bible we see time and time how the promise didn't come the next day. God is so graceful that he can give us a little peek of that promise, or, you know, whatever it is that we're hoping for, but it doesn't mean like it's gonna come like that. You know, there's a process to it. We have to be pruned, and we have to go through the process to become that person that he needs us to be in order to receive that promise and be able to handle it with care and being grateful. Because what I realize now, looking at this season, that if he would have handed that to me back then, I would not be prepared at all. I mean, maybe in some areas, but really not to the extent of where he can have me be fully in that promise and be able to walk out what he is having me do in that promise. Because everything is for God's glory, right? And God is graceful, and he gives us the desires of our hearts that align to his will, but ultimately it's because it's going to glorify him. And how can I glorify God if I'm not yet ready for that season? I'm not ready for that promise. How can I, walking in that promise, have it point to the Lord if I'm not ready for it? You know, my character is not built for it, or I'm not even able to sustain it. That's why it's really important for us to recognize the season that we're in, to be able to take advantage of the season that we're in, even though sometimes it's not that easy. Well, most of the time it's not that easy, to be honest, but you know, look at us here. And I realized that in that season, what he needed from me was my full attention on him and what he's having me do. When God showed me that I was holding on to this thing so tight, it was almost draining, because every day I'd look at where I was and what I'd see, and I wasn't where I was yearning to be at, that it was becoming so heavy on me. I was putting so much energy in like thinking of that thing, that I wasn't even putting that energy on what was actually in front of me, what I needed to put energy to. Trying to make it mold into my current reality, which obviously wasn't there, you know? So that thing has not come to pass yet. Now I see how it was affecting me. The Lord really revealed that to me. And now the Lord has me work on obviously other things that I need to work on in this season in order to eventually get there. But it's really important for us to recognize the season that we're in, so we could hear what the Lord is telling us. We can sometimes be so tunnel vision on the next big thing and the promise or whatever it is, that we fail to hear really what God is actually doing right here, right now. And if we tune in, we can hear what he wants us to do, instead of looking at that thing that's not even in front of our eyes, you know? Yeah, you know, my mind was fogged. I was just so focused on the wanting and not being. And God really has showed me that. And he's really just impressed it in my heart to share, you know, that it is important for us to know, to recognize the season that we're in, and to recognize that, you know, there's going to be different seasons for different things, just like weather, you know, the weather season. There has to be, you know, there has to be different seasons in order for, you know, for things to grow and for things to blossom and become beautiful. I think recognizing the seasons puts less pressure also on us, because we can recognize like, okay, this is a winter season, and it might be a little cold, a little gloomy, a little slow, but spring and summer are around the corner. And when they come, and when it's summer, then it's about to be popping, okay? God cares for us. He truly does. He wants the very, very, very best for his children. I mean, come on. You're the daughter of the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords. You're a princess, okay? He wants the very best for you. You're the baby, okay? And you know, he's actually already prepared the very best for you. And sometimes it's not the thing that we want, honestly. Point blank, period. So yeah, sometimes it's really not the thing that we wanted so bad. We have to be able to yield our will to his and to know that he knows what's the very best for us. That we might want this thing so bad and feel that we know that it is the best, very best for us, when he sees the whole plan and he's like, actually, no, I have something better for you, but you just don't know it yet. And so that's why, you know, recognizing the season that I'm in has really helped me. And also with this thing, I honestly just have faith that either it's gonna come or God is gonna, you know, change my heart towards it and give me guidance and discernment of like where he's taking me, and the very best is gonna come. Like that's just who our God is, you know? And I have 3 Bible verses for you, okay? So trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, submit to him and he will make your path straight. So this is just a reminder that sometimes, you know, like me, in that season, I was really relying on my own understanding because I was trying to make things fit. I was trying to make these things work through my own understanding because I really wanted that. This really goes to show that, you know, sometimes we can try to understand these things and try to, you know, make them happen, but it just doesn't work out. But because God is ultimately the one who's in control, and we need to lean on him and not our own understanding, because again, he knows where he's taking us. Especially if we want to do his will for our life, we need to be submitted to him. And that's Proverbs 3:6. The next one is Isaiah 55:8. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, declares the Lord. I love that one. I love listening to this. I mean, I love reading that when I'm getting like all tied up with what I want to do and all my plans and blah, blah, blah. But then I remember like who's in control, and also like God's ways are higher. God's thoughts are higher than mine. Like if I'm envisioning this little thing that's like, oh my gosh, this would be so cool. He's like, girl, like he has a way better plan in mind, and he's already established it for us, you know? So good. Isaiah 55:9. So it's right next or right after that passage. As the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. Amen. Guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope this encouraged you, and if it did, please make sure to share it with a friend who you feel might need to hear this word. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Okay, go right now. Go. And yeah, until next time, I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video.